So the native version, there's just something to the native version, I think.
But see, to me though, I mean, some of the glitchiness of the 8-bit era came from people programming beyond what the system could handle.
That's true.
And in fact, the shooter genre relies on it, which is sort of an
Oh, the
interesting
slowdown
offshoot.
element you're talking about?
And
Yeah.
in fact, a lot of the modern games, they actually artificially put slowdown into them to give you that feeling.
Yeah.
Even though the system's not slowing down, they just intentionally reduce the frame rate in certain sections to make it playable.
It is true.
Especially with games like Ikaruga. There's sections where, while there is no slowdown, there are points where things slow down.
Do they?
Like, not so much the movement of bullets, but the movement of everything else around you seems to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, it does have different paces through different sections.
And there's sections where if that didn't happen, you could not survive that
you'd be
section.
shot. Like, particularly, they slow it down a lot when you, it's a game where, it's a later game, and it came out from probably my most romanticized machine, which would be the Dreamcast. That's much later, that's 128-bit era, but it's the game that we're talking about here. And there's the idea is that your ship can actually convert between two different polar colors, black and white. And you, if you have enemies, and these enemies are also color-coded in like ways, as are their bullets. So you can absorb bullets of the white mobiles if you happen to be white. Or you can absorb the bullets of black mobiles if you happen to be flipped over to black. And you can just simply alternate, of course, between these two colors with the tap of a button. It's lovely. But
and really,
it is intense.
It's also, it's really quite the paradigm of racial relations in this country.
Well,
not at all.
I mean, it's going to be, because some sociology kid out there is going to be like me and be like, dude, I'm going to do a paper on video games, Ikaruga as a black and white struggle. Like, some kid's going to do it. But I think that the game is intense, and it does require a little bit of slowing down. You are correct to say, though, he's not making up the crutch that a lot of shooter makers and even shooter players have relied upon. That is the slowdown inherent on just throwing too much stuff on the screen, and it's true. But lately, games have not used that so much, and I think have benefited. Although Ikaruga, you'll note when you kill a boss, it does slow down during the explosion. The thing is, you're like, oh, there are too many explosions, so it's slowing down my machine. But if you look at it, similar explosions were happening throughout the level you just played.
It's not that. It's that they're showing off the prettiness of it.
And they're like, here's that moment where you can have slowdown, and it's a good thing. But
yeah, it's sort of the, that's right, 40,000 explosions on screen at once.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to slow this down so you can watch it in slow-mo.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day, this, of course, gets onto gaming in general, because he and I, like I said, we were in college, so we played a lot of Dreamcast together. And before we go forward with this, I wanted to establish for them who you are as a gamer. Are you Sega or Nintendo? Because we're going 16-bit old school. So in which camp are you? Because that was the era before the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. This was, I guess, the first major mass population rivalry before Intellivision and Atari and stuff.
I would say I'd probably be Nintendo, but not for the typical Nintendo. Like, I was definitely into the RPGs back when I was a kid.
Definitely. Yeah, you were first on that.
To me, it was sort of like, reading a book with plot-wise while moving through almost like the choose-your-own adventure kind of stories.
Absolutely. That's a lot of what it is.
For those of you that were born after 1975, those were books where you basically picked your own pathway through them. I don't know if they still even make those anymore.
I remember, I had an Indiana Jones choose-your-own adventure, actually.
Yeah.
I died a lot. I don't think I ever got through it. Go to page 7. Those were fun books. I like those books.
And that was part of what drew me into that, is that it's an adventure story.
Yeah.
That and I think the first time I really got into one was on accident. I think the first RPG I really ever played was actually probably Chrono Trigger.
That's a good one to start on.
And I had some I had my tonsils taken out or something, and just happened to rent this game that had
Really?
just come out.
Awesome.
And so I was basically just on my back for 5 or 6 days because I got the whole week off of school after the surgery, sitting around eating ice cream and playing this new game my parents rented.
Awesome.
And ever since then I've been playing RPGs. So
awesome. So Chrono Trigger was kind of your that was kind of your dunk, as it were. That's excellent. That's a good one to choose on. That's kind of ballsy. I mean, I know your parents didn't exactly know what they were getting you into, but because that is the top of its class. I mean, your first one was pretty much top of its class.
Okay.
Which is good for the genre in general.
And ever since then, my experience has been a slow decline into depressing mediocrity.
I was going to say, I mean, you start with what is still considered, and it is, I'm not the hugest RPG guy, but I've played a couple, not all the way through. I played one all the way through, but not many. I did play a lot of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And Chrono Trigger is I've never made all the way through, but it is undeniably phenomenal. I
Yeah.
mean, just amazing. 13 different endings. You know, real consequence. One of the first games that really had real consequence in it. And Super Nintendo. I mean, who the hell knew? I mean,
yeah.
what a masterpiece. It's,
Well, that and also, I mean, from the standpoint of music,
yeah,
as well
Yeah.
as just, I mean, the level design is fairly simple, as it sort of had to be back in those days.
true. But the colors were great. The graphics were phenomenal. What up, dog?
Hello, dog.
Where are they? Where are they? You find them? You find them? Oh.
I think they found you.
Uh-huh. They're looking for you.
That way. Look at them.
Oh, that reminds me. By the way, the collar here reminds me. I actually found at a garage sale the other, or at the fur sale out in the lot where you parked.
Yeah.
They had a holiday money a fundraiser, and they were selling a bunch of stuff. Who were they were just donating a bunch of stuff to be sold for the good of some leaves.
Yeah.
For the good of the foundation, and I got a Pac-Man belt from 1980.
Nice.
It was real. It's gross and it needs to be washed. But it was one of those elastic things that little boys had, and the belt buckle was a a Pac-Man deal with a little. Basically it's a belt buckle you could never use these days. So I'm thinking about I don't know, make a necklace or. No, I don't wear necklaces. I'll do something with it, but it's sweet. 50 cents.
Nice.
Yeah, real sweet.
I need to find something like that, make a guitar strap or something.
Yeah,
That'd be a
something
good
like
use
that.
for one.
It's cool. I'll show it to you. It really needs to be washed. It's really gross, but yeah. So okay, so that explains. Now, you said they rented it for the Super Nintendo, which means you had your Super Nintendo's 16-bit console. You
Yes.
had, which is officially their first, or rather second console at all. Period. The NES, the world famous, the video game spawning. The genius of the NES actually happened first.
Yeah, also known as Miyamoto's Playground.
Yeah, like
Because he
seriously.
pretty much made every good game for that system.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, it was such an amazing system, he didn't even have to. Yes, he made probably the best.
Yeah.
But, I mean, think about the quality. Like, I have a Wii now, and you can't demo stuff, which is, I like demoing stuff, I have to admit. I really like the Xbox for the demos. But, you can't demo here, but it's like $5 for Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2.
Nice.
Not together. It's $5 a piece, but you're like, Ninja Gaiden. Oh, that's awesome. They don't have any Dr. Mario on there yet, but they will. Anyway, the Nintendo is ripe for solid stuff. Did you get into games with the original NES? I know you have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hadn't really gotten into, because there's really not that many RPGs on that system.
True.
Like, I played Zelda, but I didn't actually own a copy of the original Zelda until late high school, college, somewhere in
Really?
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was gold plated. I've seen it.
Yes, I
You-
have.
you
I
got
have-
the
I
real
have-
deal.
I have all the gold ones
Yeah,
except
right,
for
right.
Link to the Past, which I don't know if they ever made a gold cartridge of that
I
one.
don't know.
Or if they did, it was probably some Nintendo Power special giveaway.
Yeah, they are
Type
to
thing.
the perks, the insider perks. They still do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of like that. Kind of it's a good marketing plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you that put you at what age? You had an NES. I guess what was your first?
I had it in. What would that have been? 90
Okay.
or 91, somewhere in there.
Uh.
I had Mario, Duck Hunt, like all those things.
Did you get them when they first came out?
No, I didn't get Gyromite.
Okay, because I didn't get an NES until I was probably about 89 for me, but they came out in I think 85 stateside.
Yeah,
and that's when we got like Gyromite
mine was
and all
definitely
that
towards
stuff.
the end, but I remember. Like, I got Double Dragon 2 when it came out new, and that came out in like 80.
Oh, did you?
It was
Okay.
88 maybe.
That's
So
definitely.
I definitely had it then. I had it for about 6 months before that. So
Okay, so you had
I
it
don't
when
know
it
if
was
I got
hot.
it 87, 88, somewhere in there.